one of the challenges for getting anybody and everybody to become a drone operator, in the same way we're car and computer operators, we just don't use those terms because it's part of being human this day and age. It's only a matter of another decade before there's 20 million drone operators, where there's 2 million today. Another decade before there's 200 million. And then maybe another decade or two before 2 billion plus people are drone operators, in the same way 2 billion plus people are car and computer operators, right? And a big part of that is making them easier to operate. So, of course, right now in disaster relief scenarios, there are automated missions being done to map out areas with smaller drones like we have. But a lot of it is just going and manually flying the drone with a controller that has a video screen built into it. And you're just manually capturing the photos and videos that are required. And our thought is, you should really never have to use a controller if you don't want to, and make it more like Google Maps. You tell your drone where you want it to go, what you want to do, just by clicking on the map or entering in an address, and then over time, our software will get better, where you enter in the address and it'll find the best landing spot or action spot, at that location. But for the time being, it's still fairly rudimentary in what we have it built out to do. But one of the examples, say you're zoomed into an area like this and it's just been hit by a hurricane or it's been flooded, you can set up your drone and then outline an area on the map, telling it to fly up and down that area, taking photos or video, and especially if your drone's connected to the internet, which we've already done, which not just gives your drone unlimited range, it also gives it real-time computing capabilities, besides adding an NVIDIA Jetson or a Raspberry Pi or some other processor on board that would allow you to really compute on the fly. But of course that takes more energy, right? That could otherwise be going to keeping the drone in flight. So what's better is having the drone connected to the internet, and real time, it can be detecting where there's people, as an example, right? In a natural disaster area, just dropping pins on the map wherever there's a person detected as part of that flight. Or again, taking that same concept and applying it to the consumer perspective, right? The consumer world. Out of curiosity, who has a dog with a fenced-in yard? All right, so a few of you. And have you guys ever been at a point where you need to go driving around the neighborhood looking for your dog because someone left the fence gate open or whatever? Yeah, it's worrying, right? Wouldn't it be nice if you also had a drone that you could just outline the area of your neighborhood, type in dog in the search bar, or upload a photo of your dog, and then your drone's doing a real-time search for your dog and dropping a pin on the map anywhere it detects a dog, or again, if you upload a picture of your dog, specifically where it's detected your dog in that area. That's all technically feasible right now, just no one's made it in a consumer-friendly package that anyone can take advantage of. And then lastly, that same sort of technology that is applicable for natural disaster and relief scenarios from a business scenario, right? Like a roofing company as an example. Some of them are already using drones. Again, most of them, they have a roofer flying the drone with a controller, using it to go take photos and see if they can see any damage on the roof. And some are even doing something a little bit more advanced, where they'll take the photos, upload them to a piece of software, and again, actually generate a 3D model of the roof where they can get measurements of the roof, know how much material that they're going to have to buy, right? So all of that is built on the same technology, but you can see how many different use cases it has. And that's what I want, again, you guys thinking about as much as possible. Not just disaster relief, which I appreciate you guys are all interested in, as well, how drones can be used to save lives, but the real opportunity is how can drones be used to make our lives more convenient, right, at the everyday consumer and commercial level.